Real love.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Was This Real Love, where we discuss our favorite couples and find out if they actually experienced real love.
Exactly.
And so today we're going to talk about two very interesting people, Jake Perry and Melanie Carmichael, aka Melanie Smooth.
Okay.
Now, you might know them from a nice little movie called Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes.
But today we're going to discuss whether or not Melanie married the right guy.
That's a good question. I don't know.
So, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I think she chose the wrong guy.
Oh, concession prizes will be at the
So here's the thing. Here's my first. I have a few points.
Let's
so
go.
y'all just stay with me here.
Let's get
My
to
first point is this. Melanie was born and bred to be a big city, ambitious girl, okay?
Mhm.
We find this out when Melanie starts talking to her mother and says,
Mama, your dream for me was to get out of this place and be somebody. That's why you shoved me in every beauty pageant in the state.
you know, because her mom wanted what was best for her. Her mom probably saw her as this beautiful, intelligent, ambitious little girl. And she's like, what can I do to get you out here? What can I do to give you more in life?
And you know what she did? Do you know what she did? Do you have any idea what she did?
I'm sure you're gonna tell us.
She did what any parent would do for their child.
Okay.
When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You the real MVP.
She wanted more for her child
It's true.
than she had for herself.
Yeah.
Don't we all do that? Who looks at their kid and goes, you know what? I want less for you. I want you to have less
Stop it.
than what I had. Like, nobody says that, right?
No.
And so it's not a dig. It's not a bad thing to be a small town, hometown. Like, all that's perfect.
Mhm.
But life and ambition and success be popping out there in the big cities. And so she pushed her to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's actually really great to do that. Especially if you see in your kid that they've got something.
Yeah.
They got something.
You got a little something, kid.
And so she pushed her daughter out there, and guess what happened?
She blew up.
She became really, really successful.
So pause. If Melanie has anybody to thank for her success,
It's definitely her mom.
it's her mom.
Her mom made sure that she knew fashion because she was in pageantry,
There it is.
all the things, and she was extremely comfortable with it. So when Melanie eventually moves to New York, she doesn't look back.
Thanks, Mom. So I think that there are aspects of being successful that kind of take you to a different place in terms of what you're looking for in a person, in a mate. And typically, successful people like to be bonded with other successful people.
Yeah.
So we're just going to leave that right there.
Okay.
For
It
now.
kind of leads me to my second point.
Come on,
though.
second point.
Jake, on the converse side, is not ambitious. He is the type of person that is like the homebody, slow town country boy who likes to be at the same place and do the same thing every day. He was content staying there and not really having much of a life or an ambition outside of his small town. And that wasn't something that coincided with Melanie's trajectory.
Not at all.
So here's the thing though.
Come on, thing.
Not come on thing. Here's the thing though. It wasn't until Melanie left that Jake was like, the first girl that jumped into the back of my Jeep or truck or whatever is gone. And I don't know what to do with my life.
So it's safe. You're saying that it's safe to say that his ambition was born out of the circumstance of someone else.
Absolutely.
of someone else.
Absolutely.
I don't have goals. I don't have ambition.
If Melanie had said, you know what, don't even worry about it. Let's just live in this town. We're gonna talk through our differences and we're gonna make it work. Jake never would have become ambitious. He never would have found a reason to get off his butt and start doing something of value. And here's another thing. The thing that he found to be ambitious about was a mistake. It was an accident.
It just fell in his lap.
It was literally lightning striking when he was a boy and realized, oh, look what lightning does to sand.
Look at that.
A lot of people don't experience that. Let me, I guess I'll do it. So Jake becomes extremely popular with this glass making business.
The Deep South glass.
Exactly. Makes tons of money. Goes to New York a couple times, but never, ever reaches out to Melanie. So what you do this for? What did you do this for? Like, it's a whole, like, years. Like I'm talking years that he did this business, it became successful, and he never sought out the quote unquote love of his life. Not one. Not called, not a letter, nothing.
He went up there. Who? Jake? When? About a year after you left. Jake was in New York? He realized straight off he'd need more than an apology to win you back. He needed to conquer the world first. He's been trying ever since.
Let's just say the friends that we know, you know who we talk about, they show up and they are in our town for about a week and they never say anything. And here's the kicker, like the kick in the face.
Nothing.
I don't even find out that you were in the town until years later, bro.
Years later.
We not friends. Like, we nothing.
But Melanie found a man who's ambitious.
Wow.
Melanie found a man who's willing to dote her with an apartment full of flowers and allow her to go to Tiffany's to pick out whatever kind of ring she wanted. She found a guy that is desiring to win her heart.
Ooh.
And Jake sits at home. Sure, he starts a business. He sits at home and just continues to allow life to happen to him. Had Melanie never came back to Alabama, if Melanie never dumped her husband or fiance, if Melanie never sought out Jake, he never would have married her.
Never. Wasn't even thinking about it.
He's just a man letting life happen to him.
You were changing a carburetor when she showed up. And can we just kind of not normalize touching your face when you're working on your car? Because that just looks silly at this point.
I'm just saying, if this was true love, he had a whole week to proclaim his love for this girl before the wedding happened. And then Jake's mother was like, dude, are you gonna go to the wedding? They're not married yet. You still have time. Go get what you want. And he's like, nah.
You stupid.
Somebody who's been holding on to something so hard, pretty quick to let it go.
I feel you.
This was not true love. There's no way.
Who wants a lazy man? Ooh. He's got the nice eyes, Jake Perry. I'll give it but he's lazy.
He does not pursue the things that he wants. And big up to you for finding a business that made you money, but you don't have nobody to share it with. The love of your life is now, well, if she didn't come back, gone and married. And what did you do all that for? You don't even spend your money. It's not like you even like to be rich.
Right.
You live in the same house, not fixed up. Like, what are you doing?
He got a new dog.
That's because the old one died. Like, come on, dude.
I'm sorry.
So that leads me to my final point. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more points that I can make. But my last point is that when they finally decided, I guess, to get married, they left a lot of unresolved issues on the table.
They did.
Melanie was heartbroken at her pregnancy and how she got married, and the fact that even on her wedding night, her husband wasn't even there, and all that stuff.
It was a mess.
None of that was talked about. He never addressed how he felt when Melanie just up and left. There was no discussion about him going to New York to pursue her, only to come back and not say boo. If I knew that I moved away,
bring it.
And that you came to New York.
Bring it.
No, you came to New York for me. That's what the friend said. But
did he?
But he just didn't have the balls to.
Somebody's finally said that. Somebody finally said that.
He didn't have the balls to actually go and pursue you. He just went to New York, bought a plane ticket to New York, and just went back home. Okay? If I found out that you came to New York and didn't pursue, we having a conversation. Dude, why would you come to New York and not say anything? Oh, I was scared. Or, oh, I don't think I was man enough. Dude, you're right. You weren't man enough.
He wasn't man enough for me.
Like, where is the discussion? Why aren't you discussing these things? And then the big thing, what is life supposed to look like? So they get married. She dumps her. They didn't get married. They just never got divorced.
Correct.
So now they decided to stay married. What is life going to look like? Melanie falls back in love with the small town, but it's not really falling in love with the small town. It's just nostalgia.
It really is nostalgia. It really that's all it was. It's like, oh, there's the bank, and we used to do this, and we used to do, like, there's nothing wrong with having a little memory sesh with your friends.
Absolutely. And everybody would love to visit the South.
Who gonna uproot their whole life that they just built over 7 years, bro? I don't understand.
So what, does he move to New York? Like, is he taking his dog and his plane and moving to New York?
That's Mo Slidell's plane, so he's not taking that.
Is she moving back down south? Is she giving up her career?
We already been down that road. Don't do it.
I mean, and we've talked about in previous videos about things that you should discuss before you get married.
Listen.
Okay? And they had an opportunity to have a discussion before saying, you know what? We're going to do this. We want to build our lives together. They didn't do none of that. In my opinion, this was not real love.
Not at all.
And if this were a real couple, they would have a lot of problems and Melanie will leave again.
I think so too. It just would not be enough. And now she's had a taste of the big city life.
Absolutely.
Like, she has a big city life. It just wouldn't. It's not gonna work for one of the others. They can move to New York. It's not gonna work for him. She can move back home. It's not gonna work for her.
It's not gonna work. So, if this was a real couple, this would not work. It would be a tragedy.
It really would. So needless to say, we can say that basically Melanie stayed married to the wrong guy.
Absolutely. For them.
So at the end of the day, I
love this movie.
We not trying to front
no.
like we don't like watching the movie.
No.
It's full of a lot of great actors, and the storyline is cool, and we love the whole, like, the lightning and glass thing. I don't even know if that's really real, because I'm pretty sure there's not people who make glass sitting around waiting for lightning.
Well, he put the poles in the thing to attract the lightning.
But then it's like it has to rain and storm and lightning before you can get product. Like, I'm sure that's not how it works nowadays. I don't know. I'm not finna research glass. But the whole premise was really, really cool. We have watched this movie for years. It's definitely
lots of quotable bits.
Yeah, it's definitely a little go-to when we want to sit and snuggle and just watch a old friendly movie.
I would just say, because it is a romantic ending, I would just say, if this couple were a real life couple, and if this actually happened in real life, there would just be a lot of red flags to say, are you sure you're in love? Or are you just feeling the warm and fuzzies? You know what I'm saying? But the movie is really, really fun. It is romantic. I'm actually glad that it ended the way that it ended within the movie.
Yes, it definitely gave you the feel good.
Yes.
It definitely, when she was like,
the truth is, I gave my heart away a long time ago, and I never really got it back.
You were like, oh, snap.
It's a very romantic movie, just not a realistic one.
No, very good. I love that. So, thank you guys for watching, and we hope that you will tune in once again when we come back to you again with another episode of Was This Real Love? Thank you guys for watching.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.